It's not the truth.
Is it? I don't mean to push this, but is there any way maybe y'all were feeling two different things? You know, people talk past each other in relationships.
When I look back, no. I would love to say, you know what, in retrospect, maybe I was, I'm a 55-year-old woman. I'm very clear on if someone feels some way or not.
Across my radar. And the thing I noticed when I was watching him do interviews or do a particular interview was that you all hadn't responded much. That you all were fairly quiet in the media and had been for a while. Mm-hmm. What made you want to talk now?
To be honest, man, like I said when you initially reached out to me, it's been years for me dealing with this. When you initially reached out to me,
because just a few moments ago, right, not too long ago, Saigon went on Bag Fuel with Esso and brought up Joe's son, Trey Budden, okay? And it was messy. And Joe lost his mind. He said he ain't dealing with them dudes no more. He ain't going on their platform no more. All of that, right? Said it's a line you just don't cross. Family is off limits, period. Feel what I'm saying? So now everybody looking at Joe on the internet like, are you going to hold Marc to the same standard you hold everybody else to? Or does brotherhood get a pass when it's convenient?
But I don't have to know you to know you're an asshole. I don't get into your family business. Your family business has nothing to do with me. I don't get into your family business. Your family business has nothing to do with me.
When you initially reached out to me,
Don't have to get into your family business. Well, that didn't last long. Guys, my video is not about Brian Jr. or his ex-wife. They're just collateral damage, and rightfully so, they deserve it. But watching Marc Lamont Hill sit there with a 50 Cent grin going on, rubbing his hands like Birdman, imagining Brian Sr. was Ja Rule, I got to start taking away whatever respect I have for him. Some of y'all probably never even paid attention to Marc until he got on the Joe Budden podcast. I didn't mind that he got on the Joe Budden podcast, but people came for him. His so-called intellectual community, associates from that realm, they came for him, thought he was downgrading a bit. And you'll see why in a minute. Let's start the show.
If it's love, I want everything. Touch my soul, touch my heart, don't judge my mental. They told me that life is simple, been real since Papa Pimple. I started out in the rental, Sonata, the presidential. Speak once and listen twice. They told me that less is simple.
Across my radar. And the thing I noticed when I was watching him do interviews or do a particular interview was that you all hadn't responded much. That you all were fairly quiet in the media and had been for a while. Mm-hmm. What made you want to talk now?
To be honest, man, like I said when you initially reached out to me, it's been years for me dealing with this. Years. We're talking since 2019. This has been our family story in the media. And I have said pretty much all I've needed to say about it. Do you know what I mean? It's really not things that I necessarily even feel, for me personally, I need to rehash anymore. But with this new set of things that have been said and the way that it seems like this is going to continue to play out, if we don't say something, is a big part of the reason why. And you yourself personally, I wasn't going to talk to anyone else. And
first things first, man. Brian Jr.'s speech cadence is eerily similar to his father, Brian Sr. That is incredible. I mean, from even the way they look, their mannerisms, Jesus, man, human genetics are something to marvel at consistently. I always find it incredible, but that's me. Here's the nitty gritty. Brian Jr. proceeds to say, we felt like we needed to talk about it, and earlier, what started this conversation is Marc Lamont stating your dad has been on a press run. He went to Anton Daniels' show, spoke publicly for the first time after his family has been speaking on and on and on about their family affairs. It looks bad on both parts, but even if you're not a fan of Brian Sr., you understand he came out, he's a public figure, he is the main element of all of this mess, right? So he came out. He chose to go to where he went, and then his oldest child and his ex-wife goes on Marc Lamont's show right after their public spat. And I'm just saying, if nobody else gonna say it, this shit is whack as hell, bro. On so many levels. I'm gonna leave Brian Jr. alone, the ex-wife alone, and Brian Sr. alone. But Marc Lamont, get over here for a second. During the back and forth between Mark and Brian Sr. and Anton Daniels.
Ish, stay out of this shit. This ain't for you, bro. I'ma just let you know right now. I don't know if y'all familiar with my work, bro, but you better get acquainted. You better get acquainted. I will nuke everybody. I shouldn't even be talking to these niggas. I need to be talking to their boss. Just remember that. Like, bro, if your people fuck with you so hard, then how come you ain't got no motion on your own? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Well, I look at Marc Lamont Hill.
Get him, Anton.
There's this segment of people that are what I like to call, they like to champion themselves as intellectuals, right? And that they truly believe that they're smarter than everybody else.
Tell them.
But I don't really believe that because I never see the results.
Right.
It never translates.
Crickets. Nothing. But who said Mark the guy, the political
Marc
guy?
Lamont Hill.
Let me tell you something.
What's this guy's name again?
I'd destroy that dude. I would destroy him. Not physically, but
I understand what you're saying.
because you don't even know me. But you call me an asshole?
That might make you an asshole. That's all I'm saying. When you have children and you say my children are the product of evil, that might make you an asshole. When somebody says, yo, but the Bible says you should love your children, you say my older children were the product of sin. That might make you an asshole. That's just a fact. When you have a child named Brian McKnight Jr., and then you fall out with them, have a new baby, name him Brian McKnight with a different middle name, and then legally change your name to the new kid's name, you try to start back at one with your kids? Nigga, that might make you an asshole.
It doesn't matter who in this collective you like or don't like, but understand this, folks, for all of you who are my average Joes like me, just making another buck to make it through the next day, I never lead in conversations with my educational background, and it's pretty up there, but I don't lead with that. I've never thought that made me better than anybody, and so for anyone that looks at a Marc Lamont Hill as some type of progressive intellectual, folks, he's not above the mess either. Messy. I guess content like this sells. I can't knock him. This is where we are in 2025, have been for years, and will be so moving forward. I mean, this is the peak of mess when you're bringing a family that seems like they need a therapist, not YouTube and social media. Y'all need a therapist. But Marc Lamont, man, you kind of put a stain on your credibility as this intellectual that's neutral to all situations. And I'm sorry, brother, but you prove Anton Daniels' point about you being not necessarily a pseudo-intellectual, because I'm not going to try you like that, but you're definitely somebody that's messy, bro.
Partner before like this.
It's not the truth.
Is it? I don't mean to push this, but is there any way maybe y'all were feeling two different things? You know, people talk past each other in relationships.
When I look back, no. I would love to say, you know what, in retrospect, maybe I was, I'm a 55-year-old woman. I'm a 55-year-old woman. I'm very clear on if someone feels some way or not. Doesn't matter. The ages were thrown around a lot. Didn't make a difference. I was blessed to have come up in a home with parents and strong women, my grandmothers, my aunts. I was around women who made it very clear to me how to move forward in my life. And he spent enough time around my family where it would have been clear.
So the ex-wife states she's 55 years old, and all of the older women in her family have taught her how to move forward and move on. Over a decade of divorce, many years of going back and forth online, exposing your family secrets, your family dynamics. Right after a public Brian McKnight interview, you're out here again, ex-wife, and she has all the signs of a bitter woman. You know, rightfully so. Maybe, you know, she's sincere about how she feels. But this is a woman who says she has been taught how to move on, yet we're right here on a man's platform, Marc Lamont Hill, that is, who's literally only putting this together because your father and ex-husband went against him online. Do y'all not see the childish behavior in a lot of women like Brian's ex-wife? Let's just say Brian McKnight was the biggest scum on the planet, which I have no proof of that. And I'm not gonna, you know, be a weak man and follow that women don't like Brian, so I'm just gonna automatically not like Brian and believe what his children are saying and believe his ex-wife. I'm not built that way. What I see is a family that many others would have easily traded places in terms of financial obligations, right? Financial safety. And now you guys are in a public space only connected to Brian. Haven't built anything on her own. The oldest son, I don't want to go too hard on him, but brother, you're not 19, 18. You're a grown man. You look weak sitting next to your mom on a platform that only have the both of you on there to basically throw salt at Brian because they had a petty back and forth. Now on Lamar's part, again, I reiterate, it's chess. I respect it. But all of this is beneath the so-called standards others are putting y'all on as people that has a voice, has a story. Man, this story been going on season 12 and it's old and tired. This was a bad look for everybody. Y'all let me know if I'm tripping. This was a bad look for everyone. And keep in mind, guys, of course, there are always those that love a good filth drama played out through the screens of and streets of YouTube, etc. Of course, there's always going to be that part of our community. But for the most part, people seen right through the BS all over Twitter, all over the net. People gave Mark his, man. They went in. People telling him like, bro, it's clear as day you're using this family. Also, people went in on the ex-wife and the son. Like, this is a grown man parading around with his mom. Look like a husband-mom relationship. The shit is really awkward, honestly. The only men that can find this cute, that hasn't broken that attachment with mom and still got daddy issues, because I don't know how you're a grown man and see what Brian's son and ex-wife is doing is anything cute. Like, it's really disgusting in my book. But I wasn't raised to be a weak, effeminate man. I don't know, maybe that's y'all cup of tea, but you know, I don't like those optics. Me, I would rather see Brian Jr. stand up. You feel me? Stand up away from mama. Stand up, get some cojones, and go get a life for yourself, whether it's in the public eye or out of it. But damn, bro, world tour, still talking about daddy issues. Ugh. And you got a little moist in you. You got a little alphabet in you. I just gotta call it out. You got a little moist in you, bruh. This is my conclusion, and I'll be to the point, y'all. Messy Lamont, man. Marc Lamont Hill Very disappointed in you. Even when I saw that back and forth, the exchanges you had with Brian, I laughed at first, especially that whole starting back at 1 bit you had for Brian.
And then you fall out with them, have a new baby, name him Brian McKnight with a different middle name, and then legally change your name to the new kid's name. You tried to start back at 1 with your kids? Nigga, that might make you an asshole.
I thought that was funny as hell. It was just for the jokey jokes. For you to prove Anton Daniels' point about you just throwing in our faces that you're an intellectual and others doing that job for you, you prove that it holds no merit. Meaning, like, you're not above the bullshit like everybody else in these spaces. There was a situation that happened not long ago where colleagues and associates of Marc Lamont Hill was somewhat reducing him to the level of a messy podcaster when he joined the Joe Budden podcast. I didn't share that sentiment. I just thought Mark was a great addition personally, because Mark has range. You feel me? He has a lot to offer. But once you put your feet in the messes like a man and his family, as a black man myself, I don't co-sign this, y'all. I don't care who I'm beefing with. Family is untouchable to me. I really believe that sincerely. I don't know if y'all feel the same, but I lose a certain respect when it can't just be me and you and somebody goes after family. That's how I feel. Y'all let me know in the comment section. Y'all check out that entire interview on Messy Mark's platform. Y'all let me know what y'all think about all of this and how would you have handled this, because guess what? Many of us have family issues. We don't go online. Public renown or not, we don't go online. Jesus, black people will never learn. But I'ma holla at y'all. This was Gravitating Away on We Need a Reset TV, and Marc Lamont, your intellectual status needs a reset or at least a review, brother. I'ma holla at y'all.